Hi everybody, Sid here and welcome back to a Mod Spotlight. Now, one of the complaints you often hear in Minecraft amongst viewers of my channel and elsewhere is the Nether really isn't very challenging. There's not enough in the Nether. Now, things like Biomes Aplenty add content to the Nether, Natura added content to the Nether, obviously the new Thorncraft had some content to the Nether, and there's a few other Nether content mods. This is another one, and it's a biggie. So let's start off with the start, really. So we're in a normal hell biome. If we were to F3, you would see that we are in a hell biome, and not much changed in the hell biome, with the exception you get this nether amethyst ore. You mine that, you get some of this stuff, and whilst I have to say I have not found one of these structures out in the wild, I had to reconstruct it. I've looked a lot. In a hell biome you will find these guys. This is a pigtificate village, and within there you'll find Pickles the pigtificate, and he will trade you mushroom stew or mushrooms for some amethyst. He's got a little amethyst thing going on, and there's nobody in here, but let's just ignore Fatty over there for a moment. I shouldn't say Fatty. He's not responsible for his weight. Glowstone trades, book trades from this guy. He is a well, it looks like a sage. I don't know whether we've got any more. Oh yeah, there's another one. Magma cream and spider's eyes. And then we end up with a big cheese, Big Bacon himself. Now he will sometimes spawn in the villages, and yeah, he's just a very big pig. Now I think this is probably a reference to Don't Starve, but don't correct me on that one. And sometimes when they get to a certain point, you will get these guys, the pigtificate golems made of gold. Yeah, expensive. As I say, I have not found one of these villages in the wild, so I'm not sure whether they're incredibly rare to spawn, or whether there's an issue with the spawning, but if there is, I'm sure it will be fixed. Finally, in the hell biomes you will find these fellas, and I don't know whether you'll be able to see him very well. Oh, come on, we'll just go in and say hello. This is Sparks. He is an ember. They're not particularly powerful, but they just wander around, but they will set you on fire, so you know, be warned. He looks very friendly, but he's not. Obviously in creative mode. So that's things, but this adds what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4 more biomes to the Nether, and we are going to use my waystones to go and start those. So first off, Ruthless Sands. So Ruthless Sands, as it suggests, is all soul sand. It's heavily soul sand based, and there's all sorts of unpleasantness around the area. It's very gloomy, and what you will find in the entire surface is covered with soul sand. To start off with, you will find gloomy netherrack and gloomy quartz ore in these biomes. Quartz ore is 50%, about 50% of the quartz, and there is 50% more, sorry, I think that is, and there is minimal glowstone in these biomes. So the gloomy netherrack can be smelted into gloomy netherrack bricks, which can become all the usual things you would expect from netherrack. Also in this biome you will find this stuff, thornstalk. By inference, its name, it's cactus. It's nether cactus. Don't walk into it. And in addition to wither skeletons, which spawn naturally around here, I don't know, there's probably none around just to prove me a lie there, you will get these guys. These guys are what the spin outs, as they're called. I've named him Spinning Dave because he just spins, and yeah, it's pretty much as unpleasant as it looks, really. He's got a spinning attack, and I believe he has a charge attack off the top of my head. So let's move on. Next biome, torrid wasteland. Whoa, that was fun. So the torrid wasteland is, well, if you thought the Nether couldn't get any hotter, you're mistaken. This is the hot Nether. So you get fiery netherrack in this thing, and fiery quartz. Fiery netherrack can be smelted into fiery bricks, which can make all of this lovely fiery stuff. You will also find basalt in this biome. This is the NetherEx basalt, not to be mistaken with a basalt from any other mod. And again, this can be basically challenged and chiseled and crafted into all sorts of things here. And in addition to salamanders and blaze, embers and blaze, you will find these guys, salamanders. They come in both black and orange. And when they're killed, they're passive, by the way, so you can kill them, but they're neutral in that they will attack you and gang up on you if you attack them. And you've got the orange salamander hide and the dark salamander hide, which gives you orange hide leggings or black hide leggings. Yeah, not a pleasant place. Other things to bear in mind about this place is lava pockets are much more common in these areas. So yeah, when you're mining, you're much more likely to encounter a lava pocket. Now, the fungi forest, not to be mistaken with a fungi forest. This is interesting one. It's got a little bit more content, so let's start off. Before we have hyphae, which is very much a bit like the surface grass, mycelium-y unpleasantness, with lively netherrack and lively quartz ore. That can be smelted into lively nether bricks, which makes this rather unpleasant looking purple stuff. Also in this biome you will find elder mushrooms, these, and you will find elder mushrooms like these, and you will find enokai mushrooms which grow from the ceiling. These can be harvested and you can use those for food. These can be harvested using a special tool, more about that later. Now you'll find these fun. If you're wondering what the noise has been made is these guys here. These are mogus. These are neutral mobs, passive even mobs, and the little tiny mushroom fellas, cute as buttons, don't really have any function other than that. These guys are spores. Don't get close to these. If you're in creative, they will hatch, and they will hatch into spore creepers, which, if we do things right, off you go. They will attack pigmen, and they will infect pigmen, and then the pigmen, as they walk around, will drop more of these, and they will spread this biome. If you kill them, they will drop this spore item, which can be used for a potion, and yeah, nasty. But yeah, a very interesting biome. Just adds a... Oh, there you go. He's spawned a couple of spores, look. Right, on to what I think is probably the prettiest biome of the lot, the Arctic Abyss. Now, when they told you when hell freezes over, this is what they were talking about. So, here you will find that there is a frostburn ice with netherime ore, icy quartz ore, and icy netherrack. As before, you can smelt all of those into icy nether brick, and you can take the netherime ore and you can make a netherime block. When you mine it, it will drop netherine crystals, and you can combine netherine crystals with the flint and steel to get a Ryman steel. Now, Ryman steel will make this rather nasty fire. Don't walk in it, it will burn you badly. And there are supposed to be structures where you get these chains hanging from the ceiling made of worn iron blocks. Now, I haven't seen these. I've reconstructed these from the image, and I've not again managed to find these actually in the wild. But yeah, they're supposed to be out there. If you want to grow nether wart, you will need to get this stuff. This is ichor. It only, or ichor, we'll come to him in a moment. It only occurs in the Arctic Abyss. And you basically need it to hydrate soul sand, which you will use a golden bone hoe, which again we'll come to later. The Ryman steel, by the way, will allow you to create horizontal and multiple odd shaped nether portals, so that's where that comes in. Mobs that spawn in here, well, in addition to this guy, this is Bob. He's a white. He has a, if I remember rightly, he slows you down. He's a freezing effect. This guy over here is Bob. He's a brute. big charging attack fella. And this guy over here is also Bob, and he is a bone spider. When you kill him, he'll drop a frost fang, which will give you a potion of frostbite, and his attack will give you frostbite, which is effectively like a burn but more chilly. Yeah, so really pleasant place to come. Let's move on to miscellaneous items, shall we? So in addition to the biome specific stuff, you will find several things you can do. So you can make soul glass by smelting soul sand, and that completely blocks light. Think dark glass from extra utilities. There are fossils out in the nether, and they're made up of bone slivers and bone chunks. These can be crafted, so if we were to look at the recipe for that, you can make them if you wish. And similarly, you can craft those as well with a little bit of bone meal, so you don't have to find them. Something that has been asked for a long time is this: the red nether brick stairs, slabs and things. These are, in fact, Tango Tech, for example, is always complaining, bemoaning the lack of these. Also quartz fence gate for quartz wall, quartz fence, and you can make amethyst blocks as well. That's just 9 amethyst in a pattern. In terms of mob drops, well, the wither bone is dropped by wither skeletons. You can grind the wither dust from that. It's basically like wither bone meal, black dye. Congealed magma cream by smelting magma, and it will restore half a haunch of food off the top of my head. The raw gassed meat, which gives you 2, when cooked will give you 4. I think that is unpleasantly toxic as well. There's a chance of poisoning from that. And the Encori mushroom restores 1.5 haunches of food. So that was from the Encori blocks. One other crafting recipe that is really possibly very useful, actually. I don't know. I'm terrible in the nether, but obsidian in a boat will give you an obsidian boat, and guess what? That can sail on. All right, tools. So the wither bone, used instead of a stick and gold, will give you a golden sword. Golden sword doesn't do a huge amount. It's 6 heart damage, and it's got I think that is slightly fast. Is that slightly faster? No, it's the same speed, and it's 6 damage. So it's the same as an iron sword. In fact, it's same as an iron sword. Golden pickaxe is a pick. Golden hammer is basically a 3x3. It's a tinker's hammer. The golden shovel allows you to till netherrack, and all the different netherracks are tillable into trodden netherrack paths. The golden bone axe will allow you to harvest the mushroom from the fungi forest, the blocks, and the golden bone hoe. I don't know. I would love to know what that is that keeps on happening. There's something in the area that is doing it, and I don't know what it is. Scares the crap out of me every time. Golden bone hoe is used to make till soul sand to grow nether wart. Now, the golden bones can also be used to make bone armor, and you basically craft them exactly the same as you do any armor. It looks quite spiffy, and a full set bonus, the skeletons ignore you. So if you wear those, skeletons will not touch it at all. It is better than leather, but not as good as chainmail in terms of its protection value. Now, we've already covered the salamander armor. We know how those are made, but a full set bonus for that is fire immunity, and you can mix the colors, so you don't have to be all orange or all black. You can mix them up there. And finally, there are a number of potions. The potion of the lost is raw gas meat. Potion of dispersal is a spore. Potion of frostbite is a frost fang, and potion of freeze is a netherite crystal. This one will freeze you in place for 30 seconds, and you can do nothing. You can't even use the item in your inventory. Frostbite will apply a frostbite effect. Dispersal will infect you as if you've been affected by a creeper. And this one will start to summon gaslings. I'm not going to do it because they blow everything off. But this one also has a further use, which we'll come to later. Now, I've mentioned there are structures in the Nether now. I've not found them all, and to some degree that's a bonus because it means there's some stuff for you to find, some surprises, so to speak. But let's head over and have a look at some of the structures. So the first one is the ancient altar, which because I've teleported into soul sand, will give me that. These throughout the sands, the Hoover sands, you will find stuff like this. You will find stuff like this. There's all sorts of little structures, and you know that's quite a nice little reward finding a with a skull. Handy one. Ignore that island over there. That's from Tinkers. Let's go on to the next one. And we have several grave structures. So you will find these again throughout, and if you open these up, there's chests in them with stuff. Yeah. Go to grave number 2. So yeah, I've been searching around for these. So sometimes in the soul sand they're buried, and again you'll find stuff in there. The loot table seems to be specific to the biome as well, so that's useful to bear in mind. Next, grave number 3. Oh, that's this one is a bigger one again, and some of them contain a double chest and spawners. Now this is a magma cube spawner. It can be anything, and again this is actually slightly better, got better loot, and of course here we go. So that's another grave, and move on to the next one, grave number 4. This is a fungi forest grave, and it is overgrown and all filled in with nastiness, and yeah, not bad. Little bits of loot table there. Now there are also the living temple. There is also an overgrown temple which I've not found. There's a whole load of structures, and the wiki does cover them, but this is a living temple. It has got 3 chests on it. It's got some reasonable loot, nothing overly exciting, but you're probably noticing that, oh, there's a spawner there. That's a spore creeper spawner, and if you were to go inside somewhere abouts, I'm sure there are more around. There's one. So we've got basically spawners, unpleasantness, really nasty beasts, and I don't know how many more creepers there are, spawners there are. There's one, so there's probably several around the place if we were to hunt. Yeah, we got, I mean, you know, you're looking at about three spawners there. Unpleasant, because these guys are nasty. Alright, let's move on to, well, let's try that again. There we go. The gas fortress. So the gas fortress is a structure out in the middle. There are spawners in it, so be aware. You'll find these. I've actually found quite a few of these, and there are gas spawners in there, and you're coming in through the top here. So we've got gas spawner, there's some loot, and again the loot is actually reasonably good, but if we get these, and I'll pick this up for later, there's this urn of sorrow. So if you take a potion of the lost and then put a gassed tier in there, in a moment come on, there she is. Here's the boss of this mob. This is the gassed queen. Ugly thing, but what's nasty about this particular beast here, apart from 140 hit points, is she spawns these guys, gaslings, and they're actually pretty tough. They fire at you, and every time you damage her, she spawns more. When you kill her, I'm going to just I'm going to head back to the hell biome, I think, and just get away from that horrendous noise. when you kill her, she drops gas queen tears, and at this point in time there are no use for those, so it's just a trophy. The mod author has got a whole load of plans for this, and I mean there's another gas thing. They're reasonably common, more common than some of the structures, it has to be said, but as you can see, this makes this place is interesting. It has a whole load of things. In fact, I actually didn't even find this until later. I was kind of coming back and I doubled back on myself and got lost and ended up finding my way back there. But yeah, this Nether is definitely more content. There's more to do. There's more danger, to be sure, and it is singly unpleasant. Oh, hello! Found one of my builds. There's always a danger of wandering around, of course. But yeah, so check it out. This is NetherEx. It's by LogicTechCorp and Nazen. I'm not sure. I'll, as per usual, all the details will be in the description. And until then, thank you very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.